parents. Yeah, because everybody can access to internet.
I think the forum is a good place for them to talk freely in this city, in this school, and
the internet is the opposition party in China. And you think about it, and you have to agree. All right. So it is a pity that you have to use such a forum, all right, to be a opposition force. But it is true in a way. It is very true.
And the boys also said, the soldier also said that there are rumors. There are also rumors, not information, but rumors on the internet. It will confuse people about their attitudes towards government and political things. So it also has two sides.
Many young people access to internet to play games.
But the popular concept of China now is democracy and freedom.
The education system in China changed a little. Changed a lot, 应该是变了不少，是吧？For our generation, he and me, we are same generation. We were born in 1920, no, 1982. Yeah, 1982. So we went to school, middle school and high school, and we accepted more education focused on the loving country, loving party. But for the generation who were born in 1990s, the education will focus on the care about yourselves, care about the human being, more.
Okay, so China experienced a huge change in the last few decades, and no other countries have the chance to experience that shift. And for her family and for her, actually their room was 5 to 6 times than when she was born. Yeah, so and our generation had more chance to learn instruments and more education opportunities.
The biggest change is the road. I can see the road quality is very good. Before the road was made of stones.
That's too fast. It caused many problems like the environment issues and this very big problem, I think, the 环境问题。
认识的好多人都是所谓的左派，你也知道他们的态度，他们对这种都是很反对的。
这我可以翻译给他们。Dick know a lot of people that hold the left wing of the political opinions, which these people are against the liberalism or economic liberalism. And the second part is about whether China's economic developed so fast, and she just thinks that's, but it's a kind of world trend, and we can't escape from that. So, 如果说的不对，你纠正我啊。然后 ，so she doesn't think it's a very serious problem of the economy, and but we also have some problems like the different speed of development between regions. So for the development, China will become more strong and more rich, but there is also will be more social sacrifices for this.
Such as?
The gap between rich and poor.
It will increase.
Yeah.
And it is increasing right now.
Yeah. It's inevitable.
You know, she's a little afraid of the gap between rich and poor, because the population is so, there's so many people in China. The population is so big number, but she doesn't know how to do it.
造成很大的贫富差异吧。
The liberalism will create a huge gap between the rich and the poor.
But isn't there already a huge gap between the rich and the poor?
还在加剧。
Yeah, it's still increasing.
She believes the gap will not become bigger because the government try their best to help the poor.
We live in a fast developing year or age or era. We live in a fast developing era, so we should take the chance. And so we can strengthen the NGOs and the charity work. So we may redistribute the wealth in the east to the west part. Okay. China is the head of the developing country in the world. So she thinks China should keep the balance in the society of the globe. Like at one side we should protect the developing countries in the world, and on the other side we need to help them in developing more fast in the future.
The efficiency of the resource, of the use of the resource, I think they are other big problems. Because the society developing too fast, I think.
So we are not only Chinese citizens, we are also the global citizens. Yeah, so we should not only fight for the country or the rights of the nation, we also should fight for the interests of the people all around the world. But most people are not mature. They are naive.
They're naive.
The two of them said that we have no electricity after 11. 是11点熄灯吧?
At Beida?
Yeah, after 11 o'clock. The campus do not want the students to hold all night like that with electricity. Yeah, so they cut off the light and the electric things to at 11 o'clock. They said it's a limitation to our freedom.
Your freedom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
all right.
So some misunderstandings are made by people, and because each government will fight for their interests. So there are some misunderstandings between different countries, and it's reasonable, but
they just wanted to get a job and have a good life in this big city, in this big mass city. Many of them, this is the thing, but some of them they learned to be more clever. I think the people still exist, as you said, with more 政治热情怎么说呢?
Political activism.
Yes.
They exist in this school.
And sometimes we share the same values, but just because we doesn't share the enough information. So I won't present some political opinions publicly, but maybe sometimes privately I will.
However limited now this freedom is, and to you it is a pity that it has to remain private, but to us I think when you think about my parents' generation, they even have fear when they talk about things in private, right? So wouldn't you say that is a progress?
Could you explain why there are certain why you don't express your